Another approach is that I have liked this immensely. It has moved me, it has stirred me, it has disturbed me, it has excited me. Now, if it can, a particular story or a particular play or a particular poem or anything can do that to me, first and foremost, I see no reason why it cannot do to another person. I start with that premises. And it is like sharing the same experience with somebody else. Like we do it when, I mean, if Chitra reads a beautiful poem or a beautiful novel, she would like to come and read it out to me. The basic thing is that because she likes to share it with me, that very experience, that is one. And secondly, even at a very personal, selfish level, I think it is during that process, she is trying to relive that earlier satisfaction, earlier excitement, whichever she had got. She tries to relive those moments while sharing it. I mean, as I have understood, this is the whole process of any performing art. So when we look at it that way, I perform a play which has excited me, which has given me so many good moments. I like to share those very moments, that very excitement with my audience. And I'm hoping that yes, we would be able to share not once but maybe 5 times. If we can do it 100 times, the excitement is much more.
But Amol, here one very significant point is this, that you have built up yourself layer after layer. And do you think your audience also is being trained into that very procedure?
Yes.
Unless it is so, because now you have developed yourself and you have broken some of your limitations and brought up to a particular level. Now, the audience cannot be written off, that you accept, isn't it?
Yes.
So to put those experiments or your own achievement in the field of art, how are you going to put it to your audience, which is completely innocent about your procedure? So where do you strike the balance?
But the responsibility of training an audience, I don't think falls on the performer.
I don't say.
No, one sec. Because if you say that the audience has not got so many layers, then that is when either the critics or the professors of aesthetics or all these people are there to train up the audience and give all those layers to them. Because I mean, the performer's duty is to do something honestly and hope that the audience likes it. And by consistently doing it, maybe you are offering some sort of training or whatever that is. But it is not a duty of a performer to offer training. It's a duty of a professor of dramatics or critics
I
or
don't
somebody else.
Want to divide the duties. I'm just giving you the facts of the original situation actually.
The reason being, otherwise you see what will happen is, every time you say, if this is a very dangerous question because this is always asked, that you may do something. Like when we did Gochi, when we did Gochi in Bombay in 1972, people straight away said, this is not a play. And we went on doing it for 2 years. And at the end of 2 years, many people had started liking it. But we had to do it. Just because people were not trained or they may not accept it. What can we do? Because why this is a very dangerous question is, then you say today, we say, oh, the people in Calcutta, people in Bombay, let's say, but the people in Pune may not. The moment you say, okay, I'll do something so that the people in Pune accept, the people in Kolhapur may not. And then, the people. So, who is your audience?
No,
so that way, you can't just do anything to please a particular sector of an audience.
No, I never wanted to pass on that responsibility to the performers.
No, not only that, I would extend the same argument little further, that when you are talking in terms of that, yes, by your own process you have come to a particular stage, but has your audience come to? Isn't this, I am taking it purposely to an extreme, but isn't this the same argument which we hear when a commercial play is done or a Manmohan Desai film is being made? He says, yes, I know what a great film can be, but my audience is not ready for it. That's why all I am left with is, I will give them only this kind of Amar Akbar Anthony.
And
Now, this is a very, very good escape for ourselves by putting the entire blame on the audience. We say, ki, yes, I know about all this, but my audience is not ready. Now, it becomes a very vicious circle that how is the audience going to be ready for it unless you do it? Now you want to put the whole responsibility on the audience, and audience, because it is not getting it, they are not going to be ready ever. So where does it start? And I personally think that it must start with a creative artist, because he goes on doing it, and as I said that by doing it, I mean the entire theatre movement in Marathi particularly, like we did a play Gochi in 72, which was totally out of whatever our concepts about theatre or form and all, what a play should be, whether this is theatre or not, whatever the ideas were, it didn't fit into that.
Could you just tell us a little more about Gochi?
No, it is
Yes,
it is
Yes.
it is a little
Yes,
difficult to it is difficult to
we
say
see, it was
because
a play which we had done in 1972. We used to perform it in small places like this. Now, when I say small places like this, that was the time even Badal Sarkar had just started it, mind you. I mean, so in that perspective, you have to see. Now, that is a play was written by Sadanand Rege, and actually the book is available in Marathi. Afterwards, it was printed. But what Amol as a director did was he completely broke it into various pieces first, then reconstructed the whole thing, and then made a form. And there were 4 actors only, yeah, 5 actually. There is a father, there's a mother, I mean there's a man, there's a woman, and there are 2 children. The 2 children are themselves chorus, and they go on changing the roles in any case. They are everything but the father and the mother, the 2 chorus people. Now they are children, and the whole thing was about the absurdities of a middle class life. And if I can tell you just one small example, you might know that this woman says that my husband always comes home at 7:30, and now it's 1 second past 7:30, 2 seconds past 7:30, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and she goes into a hysteria, and then, I mean, if you understand, this sort of thing. It was a very absurd sort of thing about very normal conditions.
Day to day.
Or even a policeman comes and then he says, I heard your husband is lost, Can you tell me what is the color of his eyes and what is the color of his hair? And this woman just cannot tell anything, her own husband. I mean, it was this sort of a thing. And another small example I'll give you. And the form was done because we had used a lot of gestures and dance not in the classical sense, but movements and, all sorts of fluid movements, we did that. So on one hand, the movements broke a pattern. And we didn't go to folk form, nor did we go to classical form, mind you. We just developed a fluid form, not giving it any label. And secondly, the sound level. Also we tried a lot of things. Means usually we talk in, the tonal quality, the pitch varies according to the meaning. But here we went into contrasts and this thing, for example, this man, the father says that, oh, I want to go away, let me be released from here, and something like that. All the time he was wriggling on the ground and doing slightly melodramatic. He is being melodramatic. Now the fun of it was, we used to enjoy it very much. The moment he does that and he makes a big speech and he stands on the stool and says, let me be away from all this, And the chorus children come and say, song, natak, acting, hypocrisy. Immediately we bring it. We ourselves puncture it. We don't let the audience do it at all. We come and puncture it immediately. And immediately we break into this song. The moment we say natak, hypocrisy, acting, we suddenly start a film.
I take advantage of associations.
The moment we say acting, we go into a Hindi film song,
situation where this man
Just 2 lines
standing
and
like
then
this,
the heroine-
suddenly becomes a tree, and these 2 people running around singing a typical Hindi film situation.
and going
song.
and falling dhadak on the stage.
All that typical.
You know what I mean? I cannot
whatever-
explain more than that.
Whatever our association with acting, I mean, where we talk in terms of acting comes, that, all these associations were used, so at so many levels.
And I
we-
don't
we
think
had
there was a single dialogue which was spoken in a
naturalistic,
beautiful, natural way.
No.
Everything was
Now this
overemphasized,
play was done
underemphasized,
in 72.
Would you call this the first experiment on Marathi theatre of this type?
This type, yes.
Yes.
Always.
Now this was done in 72. I'll also tell you about the audience reactions.
What was the duration?
Duration
1 hour,
was
10 minutes.
1 hour 10 minutes. Now this was again consciously done. Not a single performance. We did about 80 performances of this play, but not a single performance was done in the proscenium arch. It was done in hall, anywhere, right from the LIC canteen on Saturday afternoon after half day office to going to some society and performing in their garage or somebody's terrace. All this way it was performed. Now the response in Bombay was, at one level it was held as one of the greatest landmarks and a starting point of a new thing. Two, that this is no theatre at all.
This
Up
is
to
just
that-
4 people coming together and doing a lot of bankas, like small children do.
Yes,
They're just
right
enjoying
up to
themselves,
that,
They're
right
not doing
up to
anything.
that. But I'll tell you, now we went and performed in a small town like Kolhapur,
Nasik.
or Nasik, where all these avant-garde movement and film and music and all this discussion and all has not reached. We went and performed there, and the only introduction I gave there was that probably you may have heard about this play.
Through
That
newspaper.
through newspapers and all that this is a no theatre, or this is absurd theatre, and this is this and this is that. The only request I would like to make is that don't get bogged down by all these levels. Don't think about it.
And when you want to laugh, laugh.
And when you, yes, if you
really
feel
don't
like
laugh.
laughing,
You really
if you feel like laughing, please go ahead and laugh. Don't think that this is some experimental theatre and
So you have
that's
to
why
laugh.
we have to see it with serious faces. Nothing of the sort. Just look at it as you would like to look at any other
Maybe
thing.
this would give a reply to your
And-
question,
And the
One line just
audiences,
to help the audience.
the audiences,
To come out,
the
that's
way they
all.
reacted in Kolhapur or in Nasik was so fascinating. They had no mental blocks about all this no theatre and absurd theatre and what theatre and all that. No, because they were really not aware of all those things. And to them, this experience was something which held them. To tell you a fact, an old man, an 80-year-old man, after seeing that performance, walked up to us and said that after seeing Balgandharva
Yeah, I
plays,
know. We were so
now
embarrassed.
which is entirely different form, entire music and different form. But he said that the excitement which I got from Balgandharva plays, after all these years, I got it today. Now, which has absolute no relation, but it is only in terms of your theatrical experience.
So I think, well, when you put the word impress, this impression comes at this stage also. Don't forget that. So you have impressed people at particular point or with a particular device. And that is what is important. So the artist is very conscious about his own work. He knows what he's doing. And he has, by doing that, he has definitely developed a particular facade in his work, which is somehow impresses the audience. And say, not consciously.
I personally think you are, taking two words as one, which I don't take. The impression you get, there has to be an impression. But whether you impress people with something is a different
No, I
thing.
say impression is created. I don't
No, no.
say that they are, say...
No. So the impression I am not talking about. There has to be an impression. I am talking about impressing people. Like today what I wear will create an impression.
I
But
think
I
doing that,
get
doing that
personally
impress
decked up to impress you is a different thing.
No, but
I wear most beautiful clothes, or I wear purposely shabby
Conscious-
clothes,
conscious
or
impression.
very conscious way of impressing.
I think-
I'm not talking about that.
I think Pratibha ji also didn't talk about that.
No, I don't think that I meant that. I
That is okay.
definitely is that audience is there and it gets an impression, it gets impressed and you just, you have to be conscious about it at some level you
Yes,
do
yes.
it.
I mean,
That's all.
you-
That,
you
that of
have
course
to
nobody
be-
can deny. It's a very general thing, not much debatable. Shamik, do
Vindaruchi Oka, Kalidas said that it is for different kinds of people. But one point, what you couldn't achieve in this sophisticated audience of Bombay, you could achieve at Kolhapur and Nashik, which we may term as virgin soil.
Virgins.
Is it a fact?
Virgins.
No, on the contrary, I think we did not impress Bombay audience as an, because as we said, we actually impressed, or whatever the word is, the most sophisticated
And the least.
As well.
and the
And the
least
least
sophisticated. What
Middle
I mean
way
is
was the trouble, yeah.
And it's always been like this.
It's
I've
always-
suddenly realized what I mean by the most sophisticated is the people who are forever watching, forever writing, reading and talking. Those people held it up, and those who had never seen anything like this. And the in between people, what happens is they would rather not see, they would rather worry a lot about it, you know. They would, oh,
And
kya
Shamik, you were
also-
going to put an
and also
the warriors never like things.
And also another thing which I mean, it's very interesting to note that now after 72, today all these forms and all this way of presentation and all this in theatre, Marathi theatre has, now this has probably become so cliche. Huh? That we no more think that this is anything which we are getting at. I mean, right at the intercollegiate level, one act play competition level, a young boy would get up and do something like this in this form. So, which also, I mean, means, I think very simply we can, that hasn't the audience also traveled with us? Huh? Because unless the audience has traveled with us in all these years, this kind of thing would not become cliche. And that's why again it becomes necessary today to find some different way of expressing, different form of expressing. And again in that process the audience is going to be with you. So I mean this kind of approach I can never understand that yes, your own process is going on, but what about the audience? Of course the audience is also there and they also are with you, and it also goes on through that process, because I mean it is not just one group doing or two groups doing. When it becomes a movement, a valid movement.
Demarcation, as Chitra said, whether it's a sophisticated audience or untouched audience, I don't think that there are such demarcations. The audience is there, say whether it's sophisticated or say middle way or the in the village audience. I think that's something that we have put, which has created, again I use the word, created impression, not impress again, impression on the artistic aesthetic acceptance of your work. And that sometimes clicks, maybe at different places a different way. And that is how the Vindaruchi Janasya Bahuda Ekam Samaradhanam, that is how it is happening.
Shamik, you were going to put up some question, huh? Yes. Take up some other aspect.
No, I think one point has been very successfully and very effectively made by Amol and Chitra, that it's no use always waiting for the audience to grow and come up, and only when the audience is matured and understanding enough, and then we do plays for them. And secondly, there is no real way when a director can say, well, now the audience is ready. How do we know it? Unless we do something, the audience takes it and then we know it's ready. If they don't take it, we know that it's not ready. So there's no way in which we can really calculate and find out that since the audience is now ready just for this kind of thing, now we can give them that. So this has to be an ongoing process. This has to be a dialectical process, where you go on doing your things.
In a side, what happened to Dr. Colony, the radio audience, and Shambhu isn't it? In the ethos.
In fact, this has happened with everything, even a major work of literature. When James Joyce's Ulysses first came along, it was immediately rejected that the audience would never accept it, would never read it. This is not literature, this is not language at all. People had to wait, and it was there. And now it is a classic, it is a masterpiece. The same thing has happened, as Amol has said, as Chitra has said, about with this particular play.
But there's a difference between Ulysses is a novel, the only novel, and
It's
it was
to do
quite
it.
understood but not many understood. You see? But a drama or a film can't be compared to a particular novel.
No, at the same time, the example that Chitra has cited, that, well, it took 2 years, and then it was there. And as Amol says, now it has just become too much of a cliche. It's time that we drop that kind of thing.
Then
So the
it would be
audience-
on the time factor.
Yes, yes.
No, but isn't time factor very relevant?
You know that.
I mean,
Time factor is
when we are talking about the entire process, and that's where, I mean, I'm not misunderstanding the word or anything, but just so that we clarify it again, once again, that if we are interested merely by doing a play and impressing the audience right then and there, yes, it could be one way of doing it. But when you're talking about growth and a process and all that, it also requires time. I mean, all the things which I have understood or gathered or learned today over all these years, last 15 years, whatever we have learned in theatre, it was just not possible for even us. I mean, assuming the fact that I am a genius, even then it is not possible for me to know it in my first play. So, as it is very essential that I go on performing, I go on learning, I go on thinking, I go on trying out things, go on probing over all these years, this time factor is bound to be there, and which is very, very important. In the same manner, even the same kind of process goes on with the audience also.
Just one second. Let me give you a bit of thing what has happened in Bombay theatre, and I think that will solve most of the questions. It's like this, that in 1968, 69 and all, when we did say Yayati Kya, Suno Jalmeje Kya, yeah, Pagla Ghoda Kya and all that, I remember we used to perform in theatre like Tejpal, where with 10 people are sitting in front, the rest 550 seats are vacant, and always, I mean, that's the way. And if we could have 5 performances, it was considered great and a cause for celebration. कि 5 performance हो गए इसके. Today, hardly 13-14 years have passed, and not only that, a young complete generation of audience has evolved, and that is also very important. Again, we always say that our children seem to be a little more clever than we were, and that sociological thing is also very important. That today's 18-20-year-old children seem to be much more sharp, seem to have much less blocks, mental blocks. Maybe it's the same here than the previous generation, Therefore, when you perform today, you almost have an audience which is already a step ahead. I don't think it's an inborn thing. It's not first by studies. It's just that, what is it called?
History, time, that
exactly.
changes.
As if, the whole race has improved slightly, in aesthetics.
Environmental.
Therefore,
This sociological changes.
therefore what
Technology
happens is,
brings in television, there are so many
yes, so,
exposure to.
okay, so as it is, there is more audience in the form of younger people. And on top of that, another thing that we find is, now when these plays are performed, they are received, mind you, like professional plays. What I mean is, today you can do Pagla Ghoda or Evam Indrajit and very easily do about 70 shows in a big theatre. I mean, like a professional play. That is one way. It is possible if you have the management to do that. And opposite is that the regular commercial theatre, where people are paid their nights and all that. If you go and see their plays, they are doing plays which 10 years back nobody would have dreamt of doing on commercial stage. They're doing a lot of Tendulkar plays, and even young people's plays are being done different forms. No more three acts, two acts, or even sometimes a single act. You know, and the style of acting is what was on, say, Anamika ki jo hogi, Aniket ki hogi, Dubey. You know, that sort of style of acting. Everything, the decor sets, everything is, today the commercial stage is doing what 10 years back the experimental stage was doing. Huh? Now what does it show? That in mere 10 years, whatever was called experimentation has become established. Now whenever experiments become established things, it means that the thing has moved forward.
Telescoping.
No, do you mean to say that there is less difference in the content and the style and the whole attitude of the commercial theatre and non-commercial theatre?
No, no.
And
Pratibha
amateur theatre.
I didn't mean that way.
Hmm.
The commercial theatre, the very basics are different. There,
No, leave aside the commercial side of it, that
Correct.
means the money side of it.
Huh.
What you say
And
that
then what I
about
was
10
saying
years
was-
back, amateur art.
no, I didn't mean that way.
Hmm.
What I meant was, maybe the basic motive in the choosing of these plays may be variety again. I don't know the seriousness of choosing the subject.
And the commercial theatre also knows that they have an audience for this.
Yes.
An audience which you have made for them.
Correct.
So they want
now
to get
what
that
I
audience.
meant was
Simple.
that the plays which were, or the type of plays which 10 years back were done by established amateur groups all over the country, today in Bombay are being taken up and being performed on the commercial stage.
Then
I
maybe
mean,
conclude.
one concrete example of this is Vijay Tendulkar is no more considered experimental playwright. No experimental group in Bombay would think of doing a Vijay Tendulkar play, but Vijay Tendulkar is a very well established and commercially
Dalvi,
acceptable
Jayant Dalvi,
writer.
Vijay
Or Jayant
Mehta,
Dalvi,
Vijay
a
Mehta.
director like Vijay Mehta.
No,
No.
could you analyze this situation a little more, that what are the reasons that a playwright who came up as an experimental playwright and who is still respected that way, a playwright of importance, not a commercial playwright only.
Yes.
Now you are giving the thing that he is now an established commercial playwright. Now how?
I'll
and
tell you,
why?
no, I think we are misjudging that word commercial. What is happening in fact is that what is obviously experimental and what is this. Here we are not going by the money side of it at all. That few years back, some 12 years back, if 10 people came to see a play, then slowly maybe 100 people. Today, those plays will be seen
By
by
1,000.
800, 1000 and show after show. Even if they go inside, it only proves one thing, that he has not degenerated. It's the people who have started responding more. I would still maintain it, because in fact what has happened is that these type of plays are no more considered as something which, oh, we don't understand. People, you will never hear people saying, oh, we don't understand. They say, we saw that play, I didn't like it or I liked it. They no more say, oh, we don't understand. You know, we don't understand what you people do. They say, we like it or we don't like it. That's all. I think that proves that in 14 years, by consistently various
Exposure.
groups doing, exposing, slowly the numbers have increased. Now comes the point why Tendulkar is not being done by the experimental groups. Because just as he has helped in creating more audience, now the experimental groups also want to outgrow Tendulkar or Alkunchwar or Khanolkar. Look, I'm not going after individual plays, because anybody can write one play bad or direct one play bad. I mean, that's a different thing. But now the groups want something beyond that now, you see. And the groping is going on.
No, that is
Now,
different.
it's a very simple process. Now, any radical experimentation, any new breakthrough is a breakthrough at one point of time.
Yeah.
Then it's absorbed into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And
So
once
now
it's
a new-
absorbed into the mainstream,
Correct.
you need a new breakthrough.
Correct.
And
You
we
have
are
to wait
waiting
till
for
now.
that breakthrough.
We're
It will
waiting for
come.
that.
No, but I
We're
think
groping for that.
I don't know how many playwrights are there
They
who
will be.
started this way and became successful commercial playwrights, or let us say whose scripts became very popular on commercial stage also. I don't know. Can we cite a few in the modern
Bombay, I
days?
can cite all. I'm telling you this, that unfortunately.
We would like
I
to
will-
know a few names of
I
the
will
plays
just
and the
mention the
playwrights.
names which we all would know commonly.
Yes.
Okay, let's take the same cliche names. Like take Mr. Badal Sarkar's old plays, or take Mohan Rakesh's, or any of these plays. All these plays, when done now, if Adedre is done, it
It's
will
a
be.
s-
It's
it
a
is a
commercial runaway hit.
absolute super
And the
hit.
best joke is there is no difference between the production, design, conceived, style of acting
Achha.
10 years back and now. And today it's a runaway hit
Where
where it was not 10 years
No,
back.
by here what I would like to know that by commercial you mean that these are being done by the commercial groups?
Yes,
or the
yes.
amateur groups
No, no.
doing it
No,
with
commercial,
commercial
by the
success?
commercial
By the
groups.
commercial.
By the commercial
By the
groups.
commercial groups,
They also
they are being done, and they are very well accepted.
A few more names of the plays we would like to record it, that which are the plays that are being
Playwright like Jayavant Dalvi. Jayavant Dalvi, I think, writer, basically a writer of immense strength and power. He has written plays which 10 years ago nobody would have touched them on commercial stage. Today Jayavant Dalvi is the most sellable name on commercial stage.
But his
and-
barrister had so many shades in it.
and
The style of
this,
acting was
this
so
does
subdued.
not this does not
Became a
mean
hit,
that
super.
Dalvi is writing something bad. What I'm trying to clear is I'm not trying to prove that Dalvi
No,
has
not bad,
fallen
but different.
to.
Is he purposely writing different and then becoming
No,
popular?
he's always written those
He has
things.
always written those
His
kind of
range is only
things.
that.
He has always written those kind of things. A play like Barrister, which is a very complex play, or a play like Sandhya Chaya dealing with two old people. 10 years ago, nobody would have touched it.
And these are
Today.
being done
Yes,
on the commercial
yes,
side.
that's very-
Absolutely by a production man paying nights to backstage to
All the
artists.
nights.
Or even
All that.
even at another level, a director like Vijaya Mehta, who was sort of one of the pioneers of
Rangan
modern
and that phase.
Today Vijaya Mehta is another name which is very sellable on commercial Marathi stage. The whole acting style has changed. Today, even if you see a Marathi commercial play, you don't see theatrical acting or loud acting which we associate with commercial theatre. I mean, the kind of underacting we talk about or naturalistic acting we talk about is very much part of the commercial stage today.
You
You
know-
find most of the actors giving very good, fine, sensitive performances.
And actually what has happened is that is why maybe it's again a historical phase when people say, oh, nothing new exciting is happening on the experimental front. But I think if you look at it in a perspective, it's bound to happen that way. Because everybody who was thinking, doing things, had, the whole thing graduated to the mainstream. Now it's
So
there's
they all-
bound
all
to be
have been
some
absorbed,
time
picked
because
up.
before the vacuum is again filled with younger people and somebody is bound to do it. People say, when people ask questions like this, and it's very irritating, oh, Amol Palekar and so and so and so and so, they went into films and this and that, and therefore the Marathi theatre became an orphan. So on that, there was a friend of ours was very annoyed, and he just said that Marathi theatre is so weak that some one person goes away,
And
another
it
person
collapses.
goes away, it has to break its green bangles, as if
I mean, if
somebody
it
else
is so weak, then it deserves to die.
Right.
Shamik, do we find this type of interaction or this type of influence in Bengal? Influence of the amateur theatre on Bengali professional theatre, commercial theatre?
No, for the simple reason that the Bengali commercial theatre is still too much hidebound. Very little
Too much?
hidebound within its old forms and within its old conventions. And the other thing that is where we get stuck is really that even in our experimental theatre, there is so much of the old Parsi theatre kind of acting and everything, even the arrangements, etc. So we have a surface, setting, glitter, etc. But the basic acting style still remains tied to the older Parsi theatre traditions. Still too much of it there. So that kind of a total break hasn't really happened here. And that is one of the reasons why the commercial theatre and so few actors from our experimental theatre has really gone into the commercial theatre. The commercial theatre still uses virtually retired film stars. Film stars who have been thrown out of cinema, it's their haven.
But in Bombay, let me explain to
So
you.
it's a different
This
situation.
type of theatre also exists in between. I mean, there are varieties, you know. This sort of theatre also exists where they use old film stars and acting style is very poor and all that. It is gone, but slowly that is dying, you know. And now what has happened is that maybe because I've studied Bombay versus even Pune, Calcutta, other groups. In Bombay, it has a peculiar thing that the groups are very flexible groups. You know, because now if you say Aniket, we do not have like Anamika, a huge history and with this thing. We are not that group-oriented people at all. You know, everybody forms his own group, and then we all go and help each other. And then any one of us gets a break into a professional thing. He goes and if he wants to act with us, we are just chill, and you know it's sort of a complete fluidity. You know, there's no Pune. It happens, you know, Theatre Academy and PDA. There's such major groups that you will see that the activity in Pune is much less than in Bombay, because every new young person who comes in, he goes into a big group, then he gets overawed by the seniors. You know,
So he can't
Bombay,
be
there
really
is no
great.
respect at all, no? Every new young boy says, I'm the greatest, he forms his own group and starts doing a thing. You know, it helps in a way.
No,
You
I
know,
think
this lack of respect.
where we find similarity a little, maybe that the groups like People's Little Theatre or Bahurupi or Chetna, all those who are doing Nandikar, plays for a number of days, and whenever they do, they get an audience. And they are definitely different from the commercial theatre, their production. At the same time, many a times they are incorporating certain elements of commercial thing also, or at least they are getting that success, commercial success they are getting. So maybe that is something nearer to the situation in Bombay, where you have groups doing this type of different
but why it
plays
is
and
different, I'll
getting
tell you, Pratibhaji, because there is no group. A person like Mohan Tondwalkar, or some Rajaram Shinde, or some Mohan Bagh, these are individuals, like film producers, they put their money, maybe they have the budget, you know, they say, on this play I will spend 40,000 or some such thing he must be doing. And he goes and asks Vijay Mehta, will you direct? He said, then together they said, let's ask Dalvi for a script. Let's see, he's written to, let's see what we can. Then they get together, then they say, this cast we will take. Then the director will say, no, this person may be a new person, but I still want him. That sort of. And then it's like doing a film project. You know, it starts with a producer who collects a director and a writer and this and a script, and they collect actors. But so in that way it's commercial. But somehow you see the end result, it is not commercial. It is like professionals, you know, doing very good performances, very slick productions, and
No, that's what I am telling, that these groups that are working here in Calcutta, we can't put them as commercial. And they are definitely a little different
that
than
we used to call
purely
professionals, no?
We have already started calling Bahurupi and Nandika semi-professionals because
like
they are paying
big-
their actors and
Uh-huh.
they're making profits definitely, etc., etc., etc. So virtually, and they are doing that kind of play. So, and once again, the complaint or some kind of a grievance that
That
we
way
have.
we
that
have INT in Bombay.
Yes.
INT,
It's almost the same kind
it's
of
like
thing.
that. It's like a company where decisions are taken by a group of people, and they give nights. I mean, nights means pay back at every night after the show, etc. But they can afford to take more risks because the group has a strong financial base.
And at the same time, the same kind of thing happens with INT and the Bahurupi, Nandikar, etc. That since they are not clearly, definitely identified as a commercial theatre, they can still get
Grants
various
and all.
advantages, grants, etc. So that gives them another position.
But what I admire about these individual producers is, Pratibhaji, I've met them, I've talked to them, you suddenly realize that they frankly don't have any, this thing in the sense that love of theatre or something, itna nahi. Then even to do these type of things, trying out new actors, and even if it is for that dubious motive of
Making money.
novelty, But so what? I mean, their motive may not be very pure, but the fact is that the audience is getting to see more and more sophisticated things, so it's good enough, you know.
Amol, there was one question that I wanted to ask to you right in the beginning and to begin the discussion, but the discussion started. How you started acting, when did you start, and tell us a little about yourself, your first experiences.
Oh, which is not at all interesting.
No, it will be a valuable documentation,
The-
even if it is not very interesting, and maybe that we find it interesting. Please go ahead.
I think he's a painter, you know.
I'll tell you, I had no intentions of becoming an actor at all. I was not very fascinated by theatre or anything. I mean, as any normal young boy is interested in going and watching theatre, that's all. Nothing beyond that. I never thought that I would like to be in theatre or I would like to be there and acting and all that. Nothing of the sort. The only thing which happened was I had a lot of time on my hand at that time. Being a painter, plenty of time was there with me.
You were painting at that time?
Yes, and I was also doing a job in the bank. Because I had a lot of time, and so I came in contact with Dubey's group. That also at a very personal level, because Chitra was acting and I was interested in Chitra. So I used to go
चित्रकलेपासून चित्राकडे.
I used to go and sit there only so that I could date her. As simple as that. So with all these factors combined together, that's when Dubey asked me to design sets for his Shuturmurg and sets and lighting. So I did that, which I enjoyed to an extent, but nothing great. Then after that, he asked me that since you are free, why don't you act?
No,
And
Dubey
he
really
made-
manages to get people. He's
Yes.
always on a lookout for who has time.
And he made
That
it very
helps.
clear to me that look, don't have this kind of an impression that I find great potentials in you and that's why I'm offering a role or something, or don't have this kind of misconception. Because you are free and because I am not finding actors, would you like to come in?
Very blunt way of putting
yes,
it.
and very clear
A
way
very
of
helpful
putting it.
way of-
Very helpful
Very
also.
honest.
So when I did my first role in theatre, that was Chup Court Chalu Hai, I also had no misconcept that Satyadev Dubey, the great director, has found some great talents in me and that's why I have come in theatre. Nothing of the sort.
Which role you did in that?
I did Omshi. Now, this is how I went in.
Which
What
other
year-
plays you worked with?
what year was
I-
this?
His first
This-
year is a very interesting
Yes.
history
This
because
was in
this is 68.
67, 68.
68 December
Huh?
68
was the first
Now,
play. And then the
so
history of
after-
68 to 69 is very exciting.
After this play was over, after this play, Dubey was to do Suno Janme Jai, and then
he was again the fit cast for the boy.
Then again he took me for the Yuvat, and that's when actually Dubey started training me up. In true sense of the term, he started training me up about every damn thing, about how to stand properly, how to walk, how to speak,
He used to
what
make
is
us,
projection.
He used to lock us in a room. You know, I had the habit of slouching. Or another thing which he has taught us in those days, somehow, those things keep coming back to you. He used to say that tension hai na, one tends to get the tension in the
A wrinkle.
ring. Yes, you see in films, and whenever we see, we suddenly remember Dubey's words and chata jo marte the na. You think by just doing this or making your shoulders tense, you think you are giving a great tense performance. So heart mein relax your shoulder, relax this. Get
It is
everything
the
only through the
tension
eyes.
From within, which is
It's a
more
basic
important.
right.
And then that's how
Bahut
he started training. And again, I was very much interested in the training process of it, but it still didn't excite me to become an actor or something. It was just okay. I did Suno Janme Jai, then after that I did Adhe Adhure, and after Adhe Adhure, again, I mean, till that I was just there, I was doing theatre as I was doing my bank job. No more interest than that, very frankly. I mean, it used to be okay for me. Nothing which inspired me or excited me. At that time, Dubey asked me, he said, why don't you direct a play? Now, frankly, I mean, I didn't see any reason how I was qualified to direct a play at that time, just having done 3 plays. I said, I don't think I can, I mean, I know anything about it and I should become a director or something. He said, well, I mean, that would be seen when you do a play, whether you have it or not. But what is the harm in trying it out? I personally think that, yes, it would work out nicely, and I mean, as I have studied you can become a good director.
He said you have an analytical mind.
Very analytical
Which
mind. You
many
also
people
can
don't have.
communicate with your co-actors very well. You can, I mean, you have the knack of explaining and all these things. So why don't you try it out? And that's how I directed my first play in 70. That was
69.
Vallabhpur.
Exactly. Why it's important is just 1 year before he was doing backstage and lighting and doing very minor roles, and in 69 Vallabhpur was given to him, and then Dubey just gave a free hand. He said, you do everything. And his typical sentence in those days, because even when I directed the play, he used to say, I am not going to come for your rehearsals. You will do everything. I will come in the last 5 days and I will watch, and if I